Here we go. Good morning. Good afternoon. What is it? I know one thing. It's a crazy day, a special day. Inauguration day. How y'all doing out there? Emos to Witness out here live downtown 120 East Market Street. Hope you're having a great day out there. Great start of the morning to you. Again, you catch me every Monday, Wednesday, Friday downtown, 10 to 11 a.m. Give you that hot new political perspective. Only Emos could bring it as a witness, as a referee. This show's for you and me. We're going to grow together, y'all witnesses. So would you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Website coming soon, Emos to Witness, y'all. We on episode 17. We're going to build this show together. We're going to grow together. We're going to go through these articles. We're going to go through these political issues. this new leadership coming down the pipeline. We'll jump into sports, various topics and issues throughout the whole show. But mainly, most importantly, this is a political show. This show right here is to bring you a brand, an angle that may not be mainstream. They may not be for your view, may not be your taste. This show may not be for everybody. This show is kind of taboo, I'm not gonna lie. Because I don't follow the crowd, I don't follow trends, I don't follow the sheeple. I see shit and ask why. I question a lot of things. Emos to win it, y'all. Episode 17 of the F.I.L.L show. That's what it's all about. What the fuck I look like? F.I.L.L, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, Malik, let's get that music down. I'm sorry, I've been jamming to the music. Let's cut that down. Like I told y'all, it's a lot going on today. We got Joe Biden about to be inaugurated as your 45th president of the United States. Monkey. How y'all feel about that? Is there enthusiasm? Is there suppression? Huh? Are we ready for this future? Is this gonna be a dark winter? Biden gave a speech, the other day. And he said, it's a dark winter, but there's sunshine out there. There's brightness amongst the clouds. I think he made referenced. I mean, there's a lot to be optimistic about, but there's also a lot to be pessimistic about, isn't it? I mean, we don't know about this guy's policies and procedures yet, do we? I know he has 17 executive orders he's ready to roll out. I know he's ready to roll back some initiatives from the Trump administration immediately. I know he's about to already roll back the travel ban restrictions. I mean, we gotta be fair on both sides, though. You got Trump doing a lot of pardoning. You got a lot of people getting passes and getting off that legal hook, and rightfully so. I mean, if you want to hit that chat button, you want to hit that subscribe, that like button, hit me up on YouTube. Hit me on my contact us page, emostowitness@gmail.com. If you believe different, got the live chat waiting on you. Should Trump have pardoned Steve O'Bannon? A lot of people. But that's how politics goes. Politics is a dirty game, y'all. And there was a lot of dirty tricks being played the last 4 years. And that's all. And this is all about a good cleanup. It's about, okay, we didn't play political chess for 4 years. We won some, we lost some. Some people got railroaded, scapegoated. George Papadopoulos, Michael Flynn. So were they rightfully so to be pardoned, let loose, per se? I think so. If you go back to history of what's been going on in this Russian investigation, you're gonna find a lot of twists and turns, a lot of treachery. And that's what we gotta get into, y'all. We gotta get into the deep of it. And that's what I'm here for. Emos to witness. Because a lot of things the last 4 years that went unanswered. A lot of dangers are coming this way. I hate to be a pessimist. I'm generally optimistic. And, I told my team that, I'm going to kind of just freestyle today. I want to speak a little about unity. Every time you get a new round of leadership in U.S. government and politics, they want to spit that unity shit. They want to spit that talk like that. Let's all come together now. But it's not about the words, it's about the actions, And it's a shame that we have to even say that. That's so common sense. It's all about the actions. Fuck the words. How many times we gonna go through these politicians and hear this political gambit and this rhetoric and talk throughout the years and know that their actions don't match? Huh? How can we sit there and watch a politician talk about poverty in their inner city and they're going to nail salons midday, spending money and just riches and just wealth and just everything is high prestige? You go into a Congress elected in office, you probably were a teacher making $40,000. 20 years later, 25 years later, you come out of Congress retired, you're a millionaire. While your city is still having issues. How do you go to Congress to become a millionaire? When does that happen? See, I'm on a tangent right now because I have no notes. I have a little bit of structure, but it's inauguration day, It's a change of the leadership. It took a lot for the Democrats to get to this point. And we got to applaud them, man. We got to applaud them. They play political chess better than most. Better than Republicans, they do. I mean, their chess game the last 4 years was masterful. They had a 3-pronged attack They had an election. I mean, this is a war, y'all. They had election strategy, election day strategy, battles leading up to the elections in the courts, and then they had a media blitz, a media campaign, and then any kind of fight back was squandered or shut down by media and by various circles. And then what did Trump do? He made a calculated mistake, didn't he? They had a protest at the Capitol. Yeah, he promoted it. He pushes people to protest, to fight for election freedom, to fight election fraud. But he didn't count out what the enemy was going to do, did he? He didn't count out the likes of infiltration of a protest. I mean, look, there's articles out there about this. And we can go to one right now, matter of fact. Republicans are some Republicans are still fighting. And for the record, I'm kind of fighting still, But not in that context of so much about the election fraud. But if you look at this article from the New York Times, how Republicans are warping reality around the Capitol attack. So, I wouldn't call it so much them about warping reality behind the attack as much as them trying to frame history correctly about what happened in 2020. And this is one last PR campaign, if you want to say, on behalf of the Republicans. Even though I thought they did a piss poor job defending the president over the past 4 years. A lot of hit and miss. Congrats to the young Republicans, maybe the Rick Rubios, sometimes, the Rand Pauls, Lindsey Grahams, who stood in his corner. But you had a lot of snakes. You had a lot of Mitt Romneys, a lot of Ben Sasses, a lot of Jeff Sessions who let him down. Well, big man, Governor Christie. I mean, just kind of back and forth because, like I said, the whims and swings of power, the ebbs and flows of power, you got to kind of play chess, kind of play your position. You don't want to give too much, right? So if the Democrats come in office, you want to make sure you're still alive in the game, right? So Chris Christie and Lindsey Graham and those like Mitch McConnell, they want to hold their seats, they want to hold their power as much as possible. So who are you gonna dump all your shit on? The outgoing leader, Trump and his people. So you're seeing a smear campaign like no other. You're seeing a battle of wits. You're seeing a battle of the narrative. And like I said, Trump made his mistake when he had this protest and he promoted it, even though it was pre-organized. But at the same time, you didn't count what the enemy was going to do. I beg and I reckon and I make the claim that a lot of those individuals that stormed that Capitol are paid protesters, infiltrators, agitators. No different than what you saw this summer. And they went there and they wreaked havoc, and I don't condone any kind of attack. I don't condone any killing in these protests. We should be able to protest. We should be able to represent and speak our minds and get our answers, the answers we want as we demand them in all kind of creative ways in protesting. But vandalizing and killing and destruction of property should be the last resort. And I feel like sometimes when you're battling in protest, when you're battling against what's important in life and comes to our freedoms, sometimes it does require you to push the envelope a little further for the right causes. And I don't think this summer was necessarily right causes. I think that was some kind of that was like a virus itself. That was like a rotating protest. You go from city to city throughout this summer. You saw a lot of busing of protesters, a lot of vandalizing, a lot of mixed messaging from a lot of different groups out there. But this right here, you knew what the American people were fighting for last week on January 6th, or 2 weeks ago on January 6th. They were fighting for freedom, election fraud. They're being eroded under the guise of pandemics, corruption, under the guise of media bias and manipulation. Oversaturation of, you got 74 million Americans who voted for Trump. And you got a media and you got various entities and various groups calling these people terrorists. These are American people. These are your fellow neighbors. Yeah, you have the right to reprimand to a certain degree, but where were you this summer? Huh? Where were you when this was really going down on a systematic level? Again, like I said, the Democrats play a very treacherous game. They play the chess game in politics like no other. But they have a lot of help. They have a lot of support internationally, global powerhouses, media conglomerates, business conglomerates. Let me turn this down. Got people want to text a player in the middle of this. Yeah, my man Wyatt told me to cut down my volume on my phone, and I haven't done it yet. I'm so ready. My discipline level is, since high school, it's been like a 6. You know what I'm saying? And let me switch up. I got a question. Hey, if y'all ever saw roadkill on the side of the road? Damn, it's still ringing. I know. I'm sorry, Wyatt. Okay, I got it. Okay, you ever seen roadkill on the side of the road, like a fox or a raccoon or a fox? Okay, like a fox. You wouldn't pick that bitch up and take it home and skin it? That's a fucking fox. That's fox fur. Let's think about this for a second. Maybe hit a bumper and it didn't really like gash out guts. It kind of oh shit, and it kind of fell out on the side of the road, really kind of pristine. And you had a truck or you had a CX-5 Mazda. You want to pop the trunk and lay it in the back seat and call your buddy up and say, "Hey man, skin this fox for me." You know what I'm saying? Then if you're wearing it, it's not like, if you're wearing it, people be ashamed, be mad at you because PETA. But you like, look man, this fox died of natural causes. I picked it up, and at what level would you? I know we city people, we from the city, but if you was like, if you was out in the suburbs a little bit and you saw a fox, really pretty, or like a bear, would you see a bear in Indiana? No, you wouldn't see no bear. Okay, what if you saw like a family of 5 raccoons, and they weren't really that busted up? I'm just trying to be practical. Like on this show, we're trying to be objective and practical on the Emos to Witness show. Okay, episode 17. This is Scatterbrain Wednesday. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Website coming soon. But you can always catch me live, baby, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. on Wave 1 Media. Okay? So we growing out here. As witnesses, we'll grow together. And right now in politics, we're just growing a new administration. We got the Biden administration coming on board. What are we to expect? Are we really gonna have unity? Like I said, they talk that unity shit when it comes down to inauguration day, when it comes down to post-elections. But do we really mean it? What do the actions show us? We need unity. I really want to speak from a high road. Our president, former President Trump, he gave a speech yesterday, and he just said it flat out. He said we need to come together as Americans. We will get better. Very optimistic. He didn't call. Like I said, no doubt, he fought to the end. As a leader, he fought to the very end. I don't think he still hasn't conceded. And he's having his own little bash, his own little party today. And I kind of like that. I feel like he's saying, "Hey, I'll be back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna go do my thing, play some golf for about 4 years. Regroup. But I'll be back." So I'm not really conceding because I don't believe in it. I believe that there's some issues with 2020 that needs to be addressed before I concede, and I'm moving on. I know who my enemies are now on the Republican side. I've been know who my enemies were on the Democrat side. I just confirmed it. The media has shown its true colors. So has big tech. So Trump is like, you know what? I'm gonna get my tomato sauce. I'm gonna stir it slowly, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna plot, and I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do in the future. But one key thing he said in his speech was luck. That's pretty sobering. He wishes the Biden administration luck. You know what he meant by that? Because all the policies, all the agendas they have in play for us, it's gonna hurt us. And the implementation of those policies, well, President Trump wishes you luck. Because see, I'm worried that the Democratic Party thinks they have a mandate. They think they have a mandate to run this nation as they see fit. We should be scared of that. The Democrats now, as of January 20th, you guys control the House, the Senate, and the executive branch of government. We know that they control media, right? We know big tech loves them. We know China loves them. We know Ukraine loves them. We know Russia loves them. Well, I don't know if Russia loves them. But we're going to find out that this is a global administration led by the same corrupt leaders that we've seen for decades. President Biden's new chief of staff is named a gentleman named Ron Klain. Worked for Biden since 1987. I mean, these are the same old people. You know? Are we going to have unity? No way. Have you read the headlines of Republican congressmen potentially having legal charges placed against them for their roles in the so-called storming of the Capitol? You see reports the FBI say that if you know this person in this video, point them out. You know any family members who were involved or talked about the storming of the Capitol, point them out. You got family members calling each other out on these things. You have 74 million people being labeled as terrorists by the media, by various people. That's your fellow Americans. We talking about unity when House rules are being changed as we speak to implement policies that we may not want. The drowning out of the oppositional rhetoric. Come on, man. No way. How are you talking unity? Do you really mean it? I don't think we do. And our actions, it remains to be seen what we're gonna witness pretty soon out here in 2021. Okay, so I want to keep that in mind. And this is what I'm referring to, you guys. I want to show you this video. Pretty scary from Tucker Carlson. I'm just gonna play the 201 mark because, as I stated, kind of go into what General McChrystal, former Afghanistan general, infiltrated by Russian spies, and check out Andrew McCain's quote. Listen to this.
The real threat, the actual enemy, is within. In the end, it always is. 74 million deviationists lurk in our midst. They look like normal people, but ladies and gentlemen, do not be deceived. They are Trotskyites. They're wreckers, kulaks. We must root them out. It'll take a war to do that, an actual war, a war on our own people. To make that point as clear as possible, the Democratic Party has marshaled military leaders to deliver the news. They're the party's spokesman now. General Stanley McChrystal is among them. McChrystal, in case you don't remember, is the strategic genius who can take credit, if you can call it that, for running the longest losing war in American history, the one in Afghanistan, the war that's still going. Yesterday, McChrystal took a break from collecting fat corporate directors' fees to note that, based on his extensive experience mismanaging America's foreign policy, Trump voters look an awful lot like terrorists, an awful lot. Quote, I did see a similar dynamic in the evolution of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, McChrystal said, where a whole generation of angry Arab youth with very poor prospects followed a powerful leader who promised to take them back to a better place, and he led them to embrace an ideology that justified their violence. This is now happening in America.
Crazy.
Al-Qaeda in America.
Crazy.
Thanks, Stan.
You see that
sometime when you can manage to spare a moment.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Malik. I might play a little bit more of that video, but just to that aired last night, you guys. I mean, actions, quotes. What are they really saying? A speech where you say the word unity, you just say, oh, okay, let's just go about our day. We have it's a brighter day. We can't do that here on the Emos Witness Show, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be like investigative journalists. We have to go out here and we have to hold truth to power. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying and be ready to prepare to fight against principles and issues that we don't agree with. One way to do that, though, also is to hold on going forward as Americans to our values, our traditions. No matter how much government and people sway, if you hold on to those principles, those grounded beliefs that you grew up with, that you were taught and born with, and you teach those down, you pass those down to your children and your friends and your family, it would change leadership's viewpoint for one, and it would change society's viewpoint. The overall character of our nation would come about, and we would be able to vote the right way. If you were so engaged in 2020, continue to be engaged. Be engaged all throughout the rest of your life. Are you tired of being upset? Are you tired of being misled? Thinking one thing and something else? Are you tired of seeing your fellow man, fellow women vote or decide on issues based on shallow thought, intellectual laziness? We just witnessed the the booting of a president because of his character, because of his personality. It wasn't because of his actions. Well, not because of his policies. Because if you look at his policies, I bet you would say, oh, those weren't that bad. I wonder what's going to happen with that wall. I mean, it's halfway built. Are they going to knock it down? Are they going to continue it? Are they going to throw a couple escalators on that month? I mean, what are they going to do? The Democrats are pro-immigration, so they might put that, make that to like a fun house, spray painting this shit, make a fucking urban garden. Now, you know, the Democrats been on some other shit, man. But most importantly, they're corrupted, y'all. At least this administration is. You want to see any kind of unity? You're going to see unity on the halls of Congress. You're going to see unity with the Democrats in leadership, Nancy Pelosi, the Schumers, the elite Democrats. You can see unity with the established Republicans who are high-fiving right now in the halls of Congress and the Senate with the fellow Democrats. You know, I mean, there's a lot to celebrate. There's a lot of new things, but there's a lot to worry about. The young Republicans, you know, and currently in House are going to be kind of feeling it for the next couple of years. But I think the midterms in 2022, you might see some changes. Because people were not satisfied with 2020. You haven't seen that. Again, you have not seen those results and those questions fully answered. Investigations are not pending. Lawsuits were dismissed. I mean, like you can say that they were dismissed validly, and that's fine. But a lot of millions of Americans don't think that way, and they have not. They're waiting for answers. You know, are they ever going to get it? Was January 6th the last hurrah for American values, the American capitalism as we once knew it to be, or is today the last hurrah? Look at this article right here, Airbnb. For Airbnb, you know, hey, we shutting down all reservations in Washington, D.C. on Inauguration Day. You know, what is that about? You know, check this out. This article out by this by WTHR. It's a local station, but it says here though, that for verification, yes, Airbnb canceled all reservations made for Washington, D.C. during the inauguration. The rioting in the U.S. Capitol on January 6th has led to fears of violence regarding the presidential inauguration on January 20th. And now Airbnb has taken steps in response to reports of people descending on Washington, D.C. again this month. Airbnb, have they canceled reservations in Washington, D.C. around the time of the inauguration? The answer is yes. Airbnb made the announcement Wednesday in a news release. Now, let me read a little bit more. Okay, yeah, so just pretty much confirming that they are going to do that. And it's, you know, it's a virtual inauguration. I heard, you know, President Joe Biden is going to be doing a parade around the country. You know, they're still trying to, you know, make Americans feel comfortable about this changeover. They know we're not happy. Even fellow Democrats are. Look at the enthusiasm level. No one's really celebrating this. Okay, your dog won the fight. Now what? You know? Why do you have to cancel reservations? Somebody's pissed. You know something's coming down the pipeline. Have the American people given up yet? Are we going to give in to globalism and the total reversal of everything we fought for? Our capitalistic values? And like I said, I'm someone who thinks that, you know, the system itself needs more engagement, and the system itself needs repairs, needs fixed. All of, you know, there's of course there's transgressions in the past and ills of the past of this country that needs healing the right way, not to be used as hot button topics throughout election season to move the needle, to sway someone's thought into voting for a particular candidate. But if these issues really want to be handled, they'll be handled in year 1, 2, 3, 4, not year 4 of election season, election year, to galvanize the public. When are we gonna push back on these politicians and hold them accountable, have them be serious? We know their tricks now. By now, we know what they're up to. We have to do it now, you guys, more than ever. As we get on throughout this show, we're gonna dive into our protections of what's been lost. what's at stake in the next 4 years. Because they've already been attacked, you guys. Your right to free speech, your right to bear arms. The NRA filed for bankruptcy. Check this article right here. Okay. This is via CNN Business. The NRA files for bankruptcy. Another win under the belts of the Democrats. Just slowly eroding our values under the guise of pandemics, corruption. You know? Just censoring us, you guys. So, just real quick, I'll read a little bit of this. The National Rifle Association of America, the nation's foremost gun lobby, has filed for bankruptcy according to court documents filed Friday in the Northern District of Texas. The group has said it plans to leave New York State, where it has founded in 1871, that's a long time, and reincorporate as a Texas nonprofit in a move that is calling Project Freedom, according to the statement published Friday. Oh, this is more like a maneuver. See, this is more like a battle maneuver. You know, we changed the location. You know, New York has been hard on the NRA. As you know, they have a new attorney general out there ready to prosecute the whole organization for financial reasons. And you know, just another attack on our civil liberties, in my opinion. You know, but this is a move by the NRA to kind of shift and kind of watch out for Miss New York attorney Letitia James, who she said she filed a lawsuit in August accusing NRA senior leadership of violating laws governing nonprofit groups and using millions of dollars from the organization reserves for personal use and tax fraud. James alleged that the current and former NRA leadership instituted a culture of self-dealing mismanagement that benefited themselves, family, friends, and favorite vendors, leading the organization to lose more than $63 million in 3 years. So, in response, the NRA filed a countersuit alleging the Attorney General was hampering the group's First Amendment rights. So, unity? I don't see it. I see a lot of battles. I see two things. I see either a lot of battles, or I see, American people just kind of falling by the wayside, letting all this shit happen. And we're going to find that out in the next coming years, right? We're going to find out tonight, you know, how much protest is going to be involved with this inauguration, how much enthusiasm is going to be involved. And I want you guys to watch that in particular. How much enthusiasm? What's being masked, no pun intended. You know, I've been kind of like, you know, watching the preparation leading up to the inauguration. We got like a lot of crosses being laid out across the National Monument Park to symbolize the millions of deaths for COVID. Virtual inauguration. You got Trump not showing up. You got Pence Pence is showing up to the virtual, but he's not showing up to Trump's going away party in Florida. So that means, like, so you see the battle lines being drawn, the true colors coming out. So is the Republican Party going to be the continued establishment party, or will there be a new Trump? Will it continue to be the Trump party, or will the Trump start his own nationalistic party, populist movement party? Or will he go off into the sunset, and will we see a continued reign of Democratic leadership and policy? Because that's what you're going to see. Republicans no longer have the love and support of conservatives, in my opinion, and Republicans, mainstream and just regular mainstream Republicans alike, because they show their true colors. They're still in power today. Until we see a drastic change in 2020 in the midterm elections, you're going to see the witness there. You'll see an example there, but you're going to see that there's going to be a shifting of the American people from the Republican Party because of their weak leadership and support of their president, Trump. All because they wanted to get power back. Because they want to continue their corruption, continue their globalist agenda. So is capitalism dead? I personally hope not. I like free enterprise. I like competition. I just think we need to work on a few things. I separate the principles of capitalism from social issues and values. We need to take care of those things on a separate level, but noting that economics is a big factor in all those things as well. But at any rate, congratulations to President Joe Biden. Congratulations on Vice President Kamala Harris, our new Vice President of the United States. I do wish them luck, but I will be in your asses. Emos to Witness, hit that subscribe button, YouTube, Facebook, like me on Twitter. You can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Wave One Media. We're going to bring you a hot political perspective. We're going to be holding these politicians accountable this new administration accountable, and we have to, because nothing has been addressed the last 4 years, including the one-sidedness, the hampering, the constant beatdown and vetting of this president over 4 years, and the investigations that led up to it. Those people have not been held accountable. And you got people speaking out that should be, like Andrew McCabe. Hey, but let's continue to play that video on YouTube. I want you guys to hear Andrew McCabe speak about these 74 million Americans who are now terrorists, allegedly.
Getting rich from your failures in America's decline. We'd love to know exactly what did happen in Afghanistan. What went wrong there, when you have time? Until then, though, Andy McCabe would like to put a finer point on the matter. You remember Andy McCabe. He's the former high-level FBI official who was canned for lying and corruption, a model federal employee. So when Andy McCabe speaks, you could hear the moral authority in his voice, gravelly and resonant like cigarette smoke. You're going to want to listen carefully to what Andy McCabe has to say. According to Andy McCabe's considered judgment, Donald Trump's voters are very much like ISIS. Listen to this.
When we looked at those Americans who traveled to Syria for the purpose of joining the Islamic State, when you put all those faces and names down in one place, you had doctors, lawyers. Some people are very vulnerable to and drawn into that core lie of any extremist movement, and that is exactly what we're seeing now with this particular group of Trump supporters.
Wait. American national security official Andy McCabe is telling us they're like ISIS, Islamic State in Syria? Aren't those the wild-eyed lunatics who beheaded journalists and set all those people on fire and then videotaped themselves doing it? Wow, that's terrifying. That's right, Mr. and Mrs. America. What we didn't tell you before was that ISIS was for Donald Trump. That's why they were murdering so many people. They were the Syrian branch of MAGA. You may have heard it was some kind of Islamic thing. Come on. That's racist. It was Donald Trump all along. Now, those people are in this country, in Dallas and Sarasota and Newport Beach, everywhere. They're hiding in plain sight. God knows what they will do next. Actually, we do know. Another 9/11. That's what they're planning. And that's why we need a new 9/11 commission to root them out. But thankfully, Commander Pelosi is planning one right now. Watch.
There is strong interest in the Congress in a 9/11 type commission.
A deep look in a 9/11 style commission to really get to all of what happened.
Yeah, they need a 9/11 type commission of inquiry.
Along the lines of a 9/11 commission.
A 9/11.
You see, it's oh man, let me see. Now, if you go back to January 6th, okay, and after that storm in the Capitol occurred, if you look at that only was the very next day, but the very next moment, or even during the storming, on these various mainstream channels, the narrative was being framed. You know, damn these people being patriots. Why they're fighting does not matter. We're not going to tell you why they're fighting. We'll let you know that all these people are Trump supporters, and the shame on them. Look what they're doing. They're scaring the shit out of our politicians who aren't listening to them. Why are they scaring them? Well, we don't want to tell you why. We don't care about the why. These people are terrorists. And here we go. We fast forward to January 20th, Inauguration Day, or even this was last night, the 19th. They haven't let up. They have not let up. You look around. You look what you see. These people are calling for a commission on what happened in the storm of the Capitol. Come on, man. It was a protest for the American people because their voting rights have been tampered with, and they no longer have any kind of confidence in the voting integrity. Just answer the questions. Again, it does not matter who the leadership is at this point. It matters about our values and power stealing. So let me get off of that. I want you guys to enjoy the inauguration. I want you guys to, hey, just be wary about what's coming down the pipeline. Could you come down here to witness all these events with Emos to witness, okay? Episode 17 of the F.I.L.L. Show stands for What the Fuck I Look Like. Now, you can catch me downtown every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Wave 1 Media, okay? Website coming out soon, Emos to Witness. Again, this F.I.L.L. Show, episode 17, we're going to go together. As witnesses, we're going to witness this world, these articles, we're going to go through everything, the politicians, and we're going to hold them accountable. It's a new day. We're not going to just take shit and have it listen to it and take it for face value. Form your beliefs, form your traditions, understand what you like and dislike in this world, and who represents that the greatest in your leadership in terms of locally, nationally, and worldly. And I'm here to help you sort it all out. You notice I didn't get that much of the COVID today. I didn't get into stimulus because today this is about the future of America. This is about the inauguration today. This is about Joe Biden. We have new leadership. We have some young leadership in cabinet positions coming up on board. What they're about. Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation. I'm watching Kamala Harris though. I'm interested to see what Stacey Abrams is going to do. How much power will the young liberal wing of the Democratic Party will hold? How much of the establishment will prevail? The Pelosi's and the Schumers. Pelosi's still in power, y'all. And, she's not going to work for it until she wants to. So I'm argue to see that again, the best chess players are the Democrats' establishment. It's like Pelosi won, huh? I don't know, but she has a lot of people in her corner, a lot of entities in power in her place, and we gotta flesh them out. We can't let people like Andrew McCabe go unfettered, right? James Comey. Some scary, powerful people, man, but they're about to get away with a lot. These investigations will go down the pipeline. Corruption will continue. How much does that hurt America? Will it be dark days ahead? Or will it be a brighter future? This battle continues. We'll sort it all out. I want you guys to have a great Wednesday. I'll see you Friday. Emos the Witness, and I'm out.